Warrior Farmer here, back with another one. Got you guys in the garden again to check out my plants, which have been clinging to survival for the last month due to this heat wave we've been having in southern Ontario. But you know what it is, we get through it anyways. We don't care about that. We gonna still grow what we grow. You just gotta keep a little bit more of an eye on your watering schedule. Now, obviously things are doing a lot better than they were in the last couple of months. If you guys remember from my last update, a lot of the pepper plants were actually frying, but as you can see, they have taken and bounced back. We're just gonna give you guys a quick walkthrough and just show you how some of these have expanded and grown. We're also gonna do a little bit of yard work and just some plant maintenance, because that's also important around this time of the season, especially when things start growing really fast before they get out of control. I just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that can and will happen during the growing season that you should just keep aware of, right? I live beside a forested area and a lot of wildlife comes around. Yeah, they like to dig holes in my planters and plant their seeds and peanuts and stuff. So weeding your plants is always a good idea. It helps to preserve the nutrients that you do have in the soil. So for instance, let's take a look at some of the stuff that happens here. We have one of our basil plants. Now the thing is with basil is it does start to flower automatically. You can see some of the flowers come up here, and what we want to do is we want to clip the flowers off to make sure that this stays in vegetative growth. And what does that mean? Vegetative growth just means that the plant keeps producing leaves instead of flowers, right? We don't want it producing seeds. We want to produce the stuff that we want to eat. So I'm just going to come here and just clip off this middle flower pod here and just remove that. Cut your flowers off if you don't want seeds, and if you want the plant to continue to produce leaves, that's what you do. If you look in the planter though, we have some stray plants. Now what those are actually like plants that other animals have come and dug at some point and planted into the soil. I have no idea what this is, but I'm gonna pull it out and, you know, hopefully get the root out too. Any of these little stray, anything that looks foreign, any dead leaves or anything like that, you're gonna remove it. Make sure your plant has water. I have my red Reuben basil, which has been getting devoured possibly by, I'm not sure what insect here, probably most likely Japanese beetles, which I haven't seen out today, so it might have been earwigs or something, but they really love this red Reuben, and every year it's hard to keep it in good shape because the animals really love it. But as you can see here, we have more peanut plants, and these came from the squirrels and some stray you know, those are stray grass seed or whatever, I guess, from when people are cutting lawn. We have a service that comes here and cuts the lawn, so I'm just gonna go and grab them by the base and try to lift them out, get the root out. And I'm also gonna do the same with these. As you can see, look, actually these are sunflower seeds. Look, you can see the sunflower seed sitting there, the shell, the casing. So that means one of the rodents was here and they just decided to have a snack in my planter because it's, you know, cool and comfortable most of the time. So I'm just gonna pull these out because they're super fast growing, and before you know it, especially with sunflowers, they will take over your entire plant and they will absorb all the nutrients in your soil before you know it. So I'm just gonna remove all of that stuff, and now she's perfect again, right? That's basically what we're doing. We're going into the plants and we're trying to remove anything that's foreign from the planters, especially since the animals like to come and rest and dig into the spot. We're gonna de-weed and we may do some trimming. Now, look at this plant, man. We got the, remember that plant that's like the Spanish thyme or whatever this is called? Yeah, you can see, I've seen some earwigs on here. So we do have an earwig problem, but you know, there's not much you can do about it. We don't want that. We don't want any seeds, or we don't want any, you know, we're not growing weeds here. We're growing fruit, and this is my blueberry plant, which I may replace. I did start some new blueberry seeds recently. I found the sweetest blueberries I've ever had in my life. Took the seeds out of them, so hopefully we'll see them in a year because blueberries take a while to produce. The fennel, actually something, I don't know if you guys remember, something came and destroyed my fennel plant. It ate it completely, all the way down to the base. And fortunately for me, they didn't take enough for it to not be able to bounce back, but it does require a little bit of de-weeding. We got some of those clover leaf sprouts, and those things grow super fast. I'm not sure exactly what those ground covers, but those ground covers, man, they get inside of your planter and it's over. Red Reuben's doing okay. The variegated thyme and the orange thyme and the variegated lemon thyme are also doing very well. As you can see, the oregano is also doing very well on this side. And let's move over to the pepper side, man. You know, I love my Scotch bonnet plant, and this thing is always a massive producer in the summertime. So I'm super happy to get two of them. Here we got a couple of stray stray plants, right? They like to climb inside the planters, and I'm sorry, little squirrel dudes. This is my space. You guys can't be in here. So the tomato cages seem to be doing okay and holding up and giving, doing their job here. Look, you can see here where a lot of stuff, if you don't go in, it can hide inside your plants, and then slowly it'll take over your plants. So you really want to get this stuff out in the nick of time if you can. And also there's some stuff that could be hiding. Now look at this plant. Is this a pepper plant? Because it looks like it could be different. It doesn't have the same shape as the other pepper plants, right? So either it's a new plant or it's actually just a weed. Now looking at the center here, it doesn't look like it's a pepper, but it's not growing like the other pepper plants. So I may remove this just simply because I'm not sure what it is. And I believe that it doesn't look like any of the other plants that we have so far. So I may take it out or I may leave it and just see if it's possibly a variation or some sort of hybrid plant, because we do plant seeds from every year, and you know, every year you get something different. So actually, you know what? No, I think I'm gonna pluck this, to be honest with you. I don't trust that. It doesn't look right. So, you know, it has a little bit of a different growth pattern. Not exactly a pepper, but it's something that I don't want in there. All this stuff is just gonna suck nutrients from my plant, and I want my plant to be using all the nutrients and not these weeds, right? Basic plant maintenance, man. You gotta put a little bit of time and effort into your plants if you want them to produce at the end of the year, right? Boom, look at that. Look at all that stuff got taken out right there, man. All that material is just gonna be a look, all this stuff is sprouting up here. Look at this stuff. I don't know if you guys see in there, all this stuff sprouting up. These are all nuts and peanuts, and I don't know what the hell that is. Look, corn. It's corn. Where did they get corn from? That's crazy. That's actually corn. Look at this. Look at all these seeds. This is corn. I don't know if you guys can see this, but look at this. So we had some animals that came and planted. I don't know what this is. This is like this corn here is like has strides on it, has some red markings on it. But yeah, you never know what the insects and the animals are gonna bring in, man. That would have been a cool corn to grow, but who the hell knows where that came from? So we're gonna get rid of all that. The only thing that didn't survive was this peach pepper plant, this ghost peach pepper. It died at the very beginning. So we are gonna give the Jamaican hot chocolate its place, and we're gonna run from there. But for the most part, everything is doing amazing. The plants, they're all growing a little bit different. They all have a little bit of a different shape, but I can't wait till the end of the season. And very soon I should have pods from each of these plants to show you guys. All right, guys, well, that's it for now. Join us for another July update, more towards the end of the season. I want to have something to show you guys. So as they boost up, we're going to bring you guys an update. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on another one. Keep rocking with Warrior Farmer. It's hot, eh? Yeah. God damn. She's a natural horticulturist. She didn't even know. She was born with the green thumb.